Hi, hello, it's me. I feel like I forgot something. This webcam, it's the C920. It's what everybody uses. It's like the gold standard webcam. It's worth its weight in gold now because of COVID, but it's not good. The driver's not good. It doesn't remember settings, and weird things can happen. Like if you use some other video app, like come into OBS, get my settings locked down, cool. And then I go and like am in a Teams meeting or something. It changes the settings, which is understandable, I guess. But then when I change the numbers exactly as they were in OBS, the picture's not the same. It's like some hidden setting gets altered. Even if I do reset defaults and everything, I hate it. I don't understand why it can't just be good. Like, why can't it be, hey, webcam, here's your settings, keep them forever, even if it's not on the hardware. Although I wish it was. I wish it was like a firmware setting. Hello, I'm Scott, and this is my daily rant about technology. My headphones aren't hurting my head yet, so that's good. I'm sorry. I started on a negative note. I started like 5 minutes late and just launched right into negativity because of technology. Why? Why do that? It's your fault, webcam. I think it's your fault. Oh, there's two of the same webcam. They actually might be different. One might be a C920 and one might be a C922. The distinctions of these webcams are nonsensical. Like, they make almost no sense. The C922 is basically exactly the same, except it can do 60 hertz at 720p. But they both are only 30 at 1080. I don't even know what this is. It doesn't actually seem to say on the device. I will say this little mount feels reasonably well made. What are you? How do I know? Why would you not have the model number on you anywhere? Seems like a poor choice. Why would you not do that? Logitech, what are you thinking? Or Logi, whatever you're called these days. I'm pretty sure this one's a C920 because it's years old. This other one? What are we even doing? I don't know. Did I do all the things I was supposed to do? I named myself. I named the stream. I pushed the button. We got music. The mic is happening. Wait a minute, life is yours. Aren't you supposed to be in bed? Didn't you stay up for 100 hours and now you're in bed? Or was that, I don't know, was that thread yesterday? Oh, that was last night. Okay, so now you're all good. Everything's all good now. Ten past 7 in the evening. That's like a time for a normal human to be awake, not you. How was your breakfast cake? Well, while we talk about breakfast cake, let's pick some wallpaper. This wallpaper is not bad. It's giving me some slight Animal Crossing vibes. I thought you were gonna have cake for breakfast, just because of the cliffs. Man, I started something last night that I don't know. I might regret this. I decided to like completely tear apart the entire layout of my island and put all the neighbors in like one little neighborhood. And now I don't know, man. Maybe it was a bad idea. I'm already starting to regret it, and I barely started, but I think I'm just gonna do it. It's gonna take like almost 2 weeks to move all the buildings that need to be moved because you only move one a day. Okay, let's do some wallpaper. You haven't had breakfast and it's 7 in the evening. Have you eaten today? Look at those beautiful trees in New York City. That's Manhattan in the background. We're probably not looking at Manhattan. I mean, from Manhattan. Yes, we are looking at Manhattan. Look at this beautiful resort. Yeah, what is this? It's like surveillance imagery. This doesn't look nice. You should eat food. Okay, yeah, I'd like some Norwegian scenery. Should I just filter this by Norway? Let me just put in Norway as the filter. That's a great idea. Maybe we'll get some good images for a change. This doesn't look like Norway. Is this Norway? It is. This is Lofoten. Wow, I would not have. I didn't know Norway had beautiful sandy beaches. You're exactly where you need to be in Bergen. Only in the coldest places. Oh, you go to the coldest places for the most beautiful beaches. Oregon has some beautiful beaches that are also very cold. I don't even know. This is Bergen also? What does Bergen mean? Lysaker? Svolvær? Ooh, Idstadskipper? Bergen is the second largest city. I see. Does it have a meaning, the word Bergen? I would like this image if it didn't have this person in it. Berg means hill. Oh, that makes, sure. That makes, I'll buy that. Like Duckburg. That's a nice image. I don't like people in my images though. This is a person. Life is, wow. That's nice. Heimsedal. This is in Slettlevatnet. Slettlevatnet? Slettle? I don't know how to pronounce this. That somehow turned into like a Russian accent. Okay, let's go with this. We'll do this one. I realized I didn't turn off the computer over there. It could backblaze this at any minute. But I really like this reflection. Okay, so get drunk and go skiing. While drunk? That sounds dangerous. We want to, okay, let's do a little check-in. Were you in bed yesterday when we got the dancing to work? I think you were sleeping. No, you were studying, right? Or you're taking an exam. You weren't able to. I had to dance by myself. Yeah, right. Your exam. I was doing like Billy Idol. Mobile dancer. Hold me closer, mobile dancer. How'd you do on your exam? Do you feel good about it? Okay. We got like this rubber bandy thing going, and it works okay. Mobile dancer glitch me https / mobile. That should be more like /dance or something. Okay, that's me. So we got this at the end of the day, and it's actually pretty fun. It's like definitely not accurate by any means. Up and down is reasonably good. Front to back, left to right. Maybe my phone needs to be facing this way. But that's not bad. Yeah, okay. This axis seems wrong. Like the axes seem not correct. I guess because my phone is really supposed to be held like this. So if I hold my phone like this, no, it's confusing. That's the Z. Like, I guess I could put the camera in a place, in another place to account for this. Connected, true. Did you do HTTPS? I have on the to-do list to like force you to HTTPS, but I'm not doing that yet. How do we do that? Okay, how come? Let's just make that the first one to do today. Glitch. Is that you? All the way from Norway. What? How do you feel? You think it's good? Seems good. You're gonna break your phone. Oh wait, glitch. HTTPS. Let's try to glitch. Well, that wasn't good. Apps, users, teams. I want help. Help center. Looks like you're having fun. I'll dance with you. Let's dance together. So we've got like these weird little creatures that we can do things with. Draclin had a good point yesterday. Maybe it was 2 days ago. One of these days. Of like, even though you're swinging your phone all around, you could definitely put a finger on it and like do something with the finger. So even while we're swinging around, we could be tapping with the finger and like making little pulses, or we could be swirling the finger around and like changing colors or something. So there's a lot we could do there, which I like. I think that's good. And maybe if you're like tapping your phone and moving your finger on it, you're less likely to destroy it, but maybe you're more likely. How? I'm actually surprised that this is not. Okay. What about Express Force HTTPS? You could do it with JS though? What do you mean? Just redirect to HTTPS? Yeah, I could. You're right. I don't really want to though. Oh, look at this. Oh no, I have to write this thing. I thought there might be like just a flag or something, but it seems like there's not. Like it'd be nice if I could just flag that on. Yeah, I know, but I don't want to. Like I would rather just. It'd be great if Glitch would just do that for me. But you're right. I'm sure there's a million little. Yeah, something like that. This thing. Location replace. I didn't know that was a thing. Okay, great. I know you hate it when I look at Stack Overflow, but now we learned about location replace. Never heard of that in my life. We need to do that on. Let's just go ahead and do that on both. All we need, really, right? Let's cram this to the top of both of these documents. We will clean this up one of these days if we actually use this code for production. Okay, so now if I go to mobile dancer glitch me, it was not secure and then it redirected. So I just don't like seeing that redirect. I would prefer that happen at a lower level, but that's okay. Is that you or me? I think that's you. Did you just set your phone down? Pretty erratic and ridiculous, but it's kind of cool. And my phone is too huge. It definitely makes me feel like I'm going to destroy my phone. Great. Okay. So we just did something. We required HTTPS. So I was going to do this namespace thing, but now I don't know if I want to. I might do a different thing instead because it's not that important. It's just we're sending way too much traffic, way more than we need to. It's kind of impressive that you're going from Norway to wherever we are with a big lazy packet. Good job, Glitch. We don't need AWS. Dracklin's trolling me again. I was doing some Picross puzzles last night, thinking about how naive it was of me to believe Dracklin when he was giving me tips to solve Picross. Why would I believe him? Why would I do that to myself? Okay, here's what I was thinking today. We could certainly continue like robustifying the client and server experience. Absolutely. But I'm getting a little tired of it. Of that part of the project, at least. Because I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on. I want to see something more than just cubes on the screen. And so if I want to draw things that are pretty, I got a few options. I could try to draw things that are pretty with P5, which, not that it's impossible, it's just not very straightforward for me. I think I've seen certainly very beautiful things done in P5, but not my preferred tool for making things pretty. Other very obvious option would be 3JS. Maybe even A-frame. Maybe. Now you're getting there. So I'm thinking Unity. Yeah, definitely thinking Unity. The problem, though, here's the thing. WebGL with Unity, that's maybe the answer I would really want to do, because then I'm developing in one place, it goes everywhere, it's great. The one hassle that I just have never solved, but I would like to solve, and maybe this is time to solve. So, frequently in the past when we've done these client-server things with Unity and Node servers, one, we can't use Socket.io without implementing the whole Socket.io stack, which is annoying, so we don't want to do that. Two, we've used my custom WebSocket logic, which is, let's say, questionable. So far it's holding up, and I actually am going to be using that in production very soon. Like, it's going to be out in the wild, my Unity WebSocket code, which is cool. It just wraps some .NET WebSocket stuff. I don't have incredible confidence in it, though. Like, it has not been thoroughly tested in the wild. But if I do WebGL, I can't do that anyway. I'm almost certain of that in WebGL, the .NET WebSocket stuff is not available. Let me just totally make sure that's true, but I'm almost certain you've got to drop, WebGL networking. So you have no direct access to IP sockets. .NET Working Class, so this is everything in System.NET, including WebSockets. So we have a couple, I've got a couple options. One option is you can always just bridge to JavaScript. Like, it's essentially a native plugin. Just like on Android or iOS, you'd write a native plugin to talk to the hardware. You would have, it's a kind of the same idea. I'm not sure if it's implemented exactly the same way, but it's basically a native plugin that I could just use and do XHTTP request or whatever, or whatever. I don't think I want to do HTTP requests. Oh, I definitely don't, because I want it to be faster than that. But talk to WebSockets. So my options are, we don't want to do web requests. That's no good. There is new stuff in the new Unity networking. So that seems actually kind of interesting. I don't know about that. I haven't messed with the new Unity networking stuff at all. I think maybe Draclin has looked at it a little bit, but I have not. What I don't know is if, like, implementing a server for that, if I could do it in Node or it has to be in Unity. The thing that's probably the right answer, at least the one that seems the lowest hanging fruit, is this. Just do my own networking WebSockets. At that point, it could be Socket.io. It would be fine. So, yeah, this is interesting. That's pretty cool. WebRTC is like, a JavaScript plugin, that's fine. But what about this thing? Could I use this and connect to my own server? Great. Is this the new one? No, that's UNet. Wait, that's not the new system? The new Unity networking features. Okay, this is the new. I need Draclin. I need Draclin's help. I just alerted him. I don't know if he actually knows. Because that would be kind of cool. I'd be really interested to... So what I think is going to be true is that that it's not going to work the way I want it to. Oops. So where is... this is the thing I need? Just the documentation's broken? This front? Why does it say legacy documentation though? That's from 5.6. Wait, is that not the new system? Or is this... I just don't know enough about the new system. I feel pretty confident that this isn't actually going to work the way I want it to. Unless there's just some new magic, you know. Why is this all just an old documentation? Is this the new system? I mean, I feel like, am I just wrong about this? It seems like you have to build the server in Unity, right? Like you can't just have us. Like the server of this, to use this, is a Unity application, right? What is Unity.js? Is that real? Did you make it up? Are you making things up? Okay, so we'll do it. Let's just do it the way. Well, it kind of is. Oops. Well, you can write a JavaScript plugin the way you can write plugins on any platform. So what I could do probably is some very silly. Yeah, I mean, it works just like you write some JavaScript. So I have to write kind of a little bridge plugin. And then in the browser, we'll have some if-defs. Oh, we could do this with a partial. I don't know why I get excited about partials. Have you used partials yet, Life users? Like we can have a master class that communicates via WebSockets from Unity, and then have platform-specific partials that load depending on what our platform is. The like event-based stuff though, how can I don't really want to do this. Oh, you can write them in C also. I don't really know why you'd want to do that. Well, you can. But so this is like almost what I want. It's almost what I want, but it's not quite what I want because I want callbacks. I want like, is the only way I can do a callback with this? Because this seems gross. Like, I'd rather have like an event or a delegate or something. Partials? Partials is like a way that if for whatever reason you have a C# class, it's in other languages too, but you can split it into multiple files and the compiler streams them all into files together. But it can be nice for multi-platform stuff like this, because then I can have one class that is the WebSocket communication class. And instead of having this giant class that has a big if-def up here that says if we're on JavaScript, do all this, and a big if-def down here that says if we're in the editor, do this, there will just be two separate files that are the partials of that main class, and they'll still have if-defs. But then those partials will be included, and that code won't even, hello, Draklin. That code won't even be compiled if we don't want it to be. Draklin, I thought I needed you, but now maybe I don't need you. But I'll still ask you, but I think I figured out the answer. You looked at some new Unity networking stuff, right? Also, Draklin, if you have a moment, you should dance with us. I'm sorry to disturb your work. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. So the thing I wondered if is it still the case with the new Unity networking that the server is not a custom server of your own devising? It's a Unity-based server. Like in other words, the client and server are built in Unity. I couldn't build a server and still use all of Unity land. Like, of course not, right? Like they would have to make some sort of JavaScript library or something. You got 30 minutes to work? I was just trying to figure out if I could use the new Unity networking stuff to do the stuff that I want to do, but I don't think so, because I want a custom server, non-Unity server. Well, but then you can't, not with normal Unity networking, right? Oh, yeah. I see. Yeah, right. Yes, that was, yeah. I just didn't know if that had changed with the new thing, where it didn't have to be a Unity project. But that's okay. I don't know if there was some new magic where they had like documented the, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be, like they could have documented the server architecture in some way that you could, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense and I understand, but it would be, yeah, I understand. Yeah, okay. Maybe it was silly of me to even hope that would be a possibility. So then here's the thing that I want. I'm going to write a JavaScript plugin, but I would really like some kind of like JavaScript events. It seems like if I want data, so basically what I'm going to do is have a JavaScript plugin that's going to talk to the server when we run in WebGL, and it's got to talk to Unity land. And when you talk to the JavaScript, you do it in like this, seemingly relatively robust way, the same way you would talk to any external plugin. That's all great. But to talk backwards, you got to do this stupid send message thing. And that feels kind of gross. Like calling a game object and a function with a string. Like, cool. I should look at that. I should try it. So I just don't like, this doesn't feel like this string-based thing just doesn't feel very nice to me, but maybe that's, subscenes that get loaded. Sounds fancy, sounds complicated. That's something I really don't like in examples, is if when someone builds an example and they get real fancy with it and it does all kinds of like sparkly magic that isn't really part of what you're trying to learn, and it can be a little confusing to say like, okay, is it part of the example that this has to be this way, or are you just being fancy? Shouldn't be fancy with examples. I kind of prefer to not be fancy. Anyway, sometimes I'm fancy just to entertain myself. Okay, so there doesn't seem to be gosh, how do you debug this? This seems like this is going to be a nightmare. Like how do you debug your JavaScript plugin? What does merge into? Is that a Unity thing? Two-way communication. Oh, okay. This seems interesting, providing a callback. Yeah, I don't want to queue a message. I want this. Auto add depths. JS talking to Unity. Yeah, like the way they recommend is send message, but that's like, feels like such a sloppy way. Sending a callback sounds a little better to me. Runtime dyn call. Oh man, that seems a little complicated.
Here we go.
Ooh. Yeah, perfect. No problem. Sounds like a relaxing way to spend my Thursday afternoon. This sure seems like a hassle. Did I see that? Yeah, it's what tells you to use send message, which I don't want to use. Because I'm going to have like insane amounts of data moving at high throughput. And I don't know. Send message just doesn't sound robust for that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is, but it doesn't seem, I don't know. It doesn't seem right. I'd rather have a real callback. You think so? You think it uses reflection on every call, or do you think it's cached in some way? I guess it would be kind of magical if it was. I mean, I would kind of hope it was. I guess I don't know. Do you think there's reflection with this as well? With this dynamic call? Probably, maybe. Oh, this is all the way up. This is hot new stuff. But it also feels just less, I don't know. I don't like the string-based game object and function names just feels yucky. Because then on the Unity side, it's just like there's a game object over here with a method on it that's getting called out of nowhere. Yeah, but it's like I don't like it organizationally, even aside from performance, because this means on the Unity side, hey, there's a game object over here, and there's a method on it that's just getting called somehow from heaven, from the heavens. There's messages coming in from on high that make things happen. And that just doesn't feel tidy to me. I would feel way better if it was like, no, I'm going to give you a callback and you're going to call it when you have something to say to me, rather than it just feels gross. I've never liked send a message for that reason, even in the olden days. Whoa, system call. This work? I was using P5 just to get something in front of my face immediately, and it's really good for that, but for making things that are pretty, P5 is not good. Yeah, I was just using P5 as the proof of concept. So we've got our concept is proven, I would say. Although I don't know why this cube didn't go away. Unless Life is Yours like left a page open or something. Nope, we're broken somehow. I didn't need to just blame you, Life is Yours. So we can do this now. Who's dancing with me? Write my own send message. Well, that's what I mean, effectively, that's what I'm looking at. They're saying these dynamic callbacks are another way to talk backwards. But even if maybe you're saying I would just write something that would capture stuff, but it's still a random method on a random game object that gets called, and I just don't like it. It feels gross. It feels yucky. Yucky. You can call a it doesn't have to be on. You can do a send message. Do I want that? Wait, how would that work? I thought the parameters of send message were always... Oh, let's see. Where is that? There's a way to call this. Would that be like class name and then static method name? You think send message will do that? Super fast JavaScript interaction on WebGL. I love it. It's slow. Hit a C function that sets a callback to a static C# method. Hit a C function that gets the callback. Wait, why are we in C? Well, that's very fast. Wait, so I can do something with send message and be... I'm a little confused. This is the JavaScript side, right? And you're saying that when this gets called, it really gets one of these versions are called. Heat, I may not have a heat overlay here. So with proper optimization, yeah, so even with caching, you still have to check that that thing exists. That doesn't sound very good. Heat, there is no heat. Let me get some heat. A browser? We have, I don't even know if I have, okay, there's heat. Draclin, I really appreciate your help. Thank you. I'm looking for G-foot. This guy. This is what I was looking at. Yeah, this is the post I was looking at before. Somewhere. Right? This thread? Yes. Yeah, so I'm pretty open to this post. What does Alex say? He seems to know what he's talking about. So actually in that thread, he says to look at this other, which is more implementation independent. So the previous one. Okay, Draclin, thank you. Appreciate it. So maybe this is the way to do it. But how annoying is this? Because it feels a little annoying. Something will work. I mean, whatever. I can, for today, I can use send message, no problem. I just am thinking a little bit ahead. I mean, God, these are 4-year-old threads too, though. Maybe this is all moot. Maybe send message is like fast now. Let's just do send message for now. We don't even have a thing to optimize. Once we have a thing, then we can optimize it. I'm falling into my favorite rabbit hole of premature optimization. We don't even have a thing to optimize. What we want is make a new Unity project called Mobile Dancer. Is that the name of this thing? Yeah. I did something dangerous before stream and I updated to the latest version of Unity. The latest 2019.3, not the 2020 beta. But who knows if it's gonna work. Not me, not me, not me, not me. Okay, so we got a little sidetracked here, but that's okay. I think it was worth it because I'm actually really interested in this solution for various projects. But we don't even care yet. We wanted to just get it to work in Unity before we even want it to work in Unity WebGL. So let's shift our sights to that goal. How about that goal? Still not quite used to the 2019.3 look. Something about it looks old to me. Something about it looks like old, like Linux window manager UI. It's like we've wrapped around, like what did BOS look like? QR codes on the faces? I don't know. No, probably QR code. Probably everybody will just be dancing in a room, but you'll have a QR code on the corner of your screen, and when you use it, when you dance, the camera will be on you. Maybe something like that. What did BOS look like? I think it had silly old drop shadows. So I don't think it's BOS I'm thinking of. I mean, it's not too far, though. Like, this was definitely in that 90s era of everything gets the, like, drop shadowy stroke. So it's not this. There's something to it from that, though. OS2 Warp. All my favorite 90s operating systems. I don't think it's OS2 Warp. It had the same kind of shadow. Everybody did that for a while, and then when web design decided it needed to do that too and have like a fake 1 pixel highlight and shadow. Next Step. Might have been some Silicon Graphics. Because Next Step also had that. Man, it was so funny that everybody thought we needed that. Everybody was like, yeah, of course you need a pixel above and below. I don't remember what the operating system was on these. Irix. So, like, whatever... I mean, it looked the same too, didn't it? 32 years ago. I don't know what it's... I can't quite place it. Irix also had that shadow. What an embarrassment. Everybody was just like, yes, it's what buttons look like. Maybe it was just some specific window manager I had then. I used to work with Blackbox quite a bit, but that would have only been the window Chrome, not so much like buttony kind of stuff. Some of this, it always had gradients often though. I think I'm in the, I think I am in the thanks file. Like the Blackbox credits from 30 years ago. Not that long ago, 25. I don't think it's very flattering. My entry. Those are a little bit flat. Yeah, this is somebody like. These are relatively newish, I think. Okay, Blackbox window manager credits. Bradley T. Hughes. He's from my hometown, Amarillo, Texas. And we can do without that. We don't have to take that particular. The PlayStation 4. No, it's definitely a 25-year-old interface that I'm reminded of. I just can't quite place it. Okay. We need to do. Here's the thing. If we want it to work in the editor, we're going to need raw WebSocket support, not Socket.io. Even if we did the browser, because I don't think JavaScript plugins don't run in the editor, do they? Of course not, right? I don't think it would be surprising if that was possible. So on the JavaScript side, we need something like this. And then on the, so let's try some partials and let's say, okay, let's not. Let's start in a sane way and just start with getting Unity working at all. Let's get Unity working, period, before we worry about WebGL. So I believe I have a project over here where I can borrow this guy. This is the latest version of my WebSocket bridge. Right, so my latest version of this is not a mono behavior. Which is a little annoying. I'm gonna take a very short break and get a drink of water and make sure Backblaze is not running, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm trying to remind myself how this works. Because in our case, it's actually probably going to be better if it is not a mono behavior. Excuse me. I feel like I've gone through this in a lot of different ways. Can't even exactly remember. I'm not 100% sure this is the latest. Because this is just sticking messages. But it's not on another thread. It's just async. Gotta think for a minute how I want to do this. We're going to end up with two versions of this, right? We're going to end up with a version that is the editor version, which is basically going to be this, and the JavaScript version. Let's just not think about it for a minute, maybe. And let's just start working, and hopefully the pieces will come together. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. You just like work and like learn the details as you become more of an expert in whatever you're working on. So so in this instance, we actually need a on destroy? Okay, we'll just go, we'll end up rewriting this whole thing probably, but that's okay. And then I think I closed this in here. I don't actually remember. I think that's what I gotta do. Okay, so we got a real problem here though, in that we don't support WebSocket connections. To-do list, support WebSocket connections. Shouldn't be hard. Remember on Heat, we ended up supporting both Socket.io and WebSocket. And in the end, kind of regretted supporting Socket.io at all. But I'm going to ignore that for the moment. Because just our server, I got to remember how we did this. How did we do that? This is actually going to take me somewhere useful. Probably not. Oh, wait. We saw it. That's Heat Unity server, though. Heat Unity, Heat. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I didn't publish the Heat server? Because it's... No, that's this, right? The EDS. So somehow we supported both WebSockets and Socket.io, right? Yeah, we went a little nuts. Man, how good grief. This is how we did it. We had to like do the HTTPS upgrade if it wasn't using Socket.io. So it's a little bit annoying, but not horribly annoying. And it's something like this, but we don't even need most of this code. We don't even need, but we may have problems. Okay, so because the thing we had to do, we're not using Redis. We're not going to use any of this. Oh, the timeout. We might need that. There's just so many annoying things you have to deal with WebSockets that you don't have to deal with Socket.io, but a lot of this is like cross-node communication. So we will ignore that for the moment. The upgrade, though, is something. Wait, was handle upgrade something I wrote? I don't think I did. Here's this, though. Okay. That is maybe the very start of this, but I'm sure we have grave errors. Like, every step of the way. Not you. You? No, where's the actual... You. Okay. We didn't have the component. So that's part of our problem. We didn't actually run any code. That's your first problem. It says receiving. Did that work on the first try? Hello. Wow, first try? Did it. Great. Okay, we want to... omit connection. So what we will want to do, I'll actually do Socket.io after this, because when we broadcast this, we will also want to do a WSS broadcast, which that is something we wrote. What did we do on connection before? Oh, we did all this fun stuff. Yeah, okay, maybe we do actually want some of that stuff. When somebody connects, we want to do our keep alive business. Now the join, let's not care yet. Maybe we'll never care. Okay, we lost the connection. We connected again, received. So my reconnect code is working, which is promising. So we want to say, wait. Did I do something insane? Oh, when I formatted that, we want to do WSS broadcast. We don't actually care about the channel yet. We just want to say, send a message to anybody who's listening. That might send to ourselves currently, but let's not worry about that. And there's no like event names or anything there. So can we broken. We are broken. What do we do? Is that it's not a function or it's not a function yet? Oh, I just also didn't spell it right. Yeah. Broadcast. Okay. Client connected. Give permission. Broke. We probably need to stringify that. So what does our publish do? When this happens, message. We parse the data and we look in here. No. Is this a JSON object at this point? Is that what our problem is? Like when a socket sends us something, where even is that? I don't remember how this works. How do we listen to the sockets? To admit that to everybody. Stringified JSON. Is that our problem here? Is that this needs to be stringified? On this side. No, this one's kind of a weird problem. Ooh boy, let's try to type things correctly. Yeah, we're not getting errors. We're also not listening to this at all. So let's listen over here. So we need to say I thought I had a delegate that was like I do this? Is there like a lambda here? It's actually valid. Looks messy. Ha 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 ha! We've been in JavaScript land. Okay, I am sending a whole bunch of data, but probably doing it wrong. Because we're receiving with a message. Did I do this incorrectly? Looks kind of right. Okay, let's do a few things. Are we getting data on the server? Just let's double check. Actually, I guess. We'd see it here. If the data is going through, we should see it here. Okay, we feel like we're getting data there. And then we're doing this WS broadcast, which is just going to send stringified data, and we made this thing up. And we want to loop through our clients, and if the client is open, we want to send a message. So let's log here and just make sure we're getting this far. Seem to not be getting this far. Says we are receiving here. Okay, we're getting data. Great. Okay. Look at all that data. Okay, the thing that's going to get annoying here is if we want to deserialize this data, and we do, we have to make some data structures to support it. So prettify. Let's do this. So we now have to build some data here, and that's okay. Some data structures. So we're going to have a public class sensor data, and this thing needs to be, I think if we're serializing to it, it would have to be, we're going to serialize into it. So I think we need to do that. If not, it doesn't hurt anything. And for now, let's just say there's a let's just get the timestamp to start with. And we will do JSON utility. Why do I not have any Unity? Wish anything worked ever. Like, how many times have I just lost whatever strange magic links Visual Studio Code and Unity where it just doesn't work anymore? I don't remember what it is. I don't know what the message is. I don't know how this works. Why do I not have that stuff installed? Weren't we using it? Like all the Unity, a debugger for Unity. There's some other thing we need? Is it OmniSharp? It's this guy. It's supposed to do all of our business, right? It's supposed to do all the stuff we want. Kind of bet if we looked at... So there's no problems. I don't know if I believe that. Like, I'm in the project, right? Like if I close that... Why are you downloading? Okay, you downloaded a bunch of stuff. Great. What? Okay. I don't remember what it's called. Oh, of course. How could I be so foolish? From JSON. What? I need a type? Oh yeah, right. It's like a generic, right? Is that how this works? Something like this. Vaguely. Well, why don't you like actually work? Couldn't find a cake. It says there's no problems yet. Doesn't really work. Okay, and now let's try a debug.log sensor data.time. It's in the same file. How can you not complete this? I've had that break so many times in so many ways. Is it because it's private? If it's because it's private, then it's my fault. Okay, it's actually there. That time was my fault. The JSON utility, I don't know what the deal is. Now, where's color utility? Where's anything? Okay. So hopefully I will get time stamps. Oh, we did good for a minute. And then we did good. We did well. We did well for a moment. That was weird. What happened? Or JSON came through malformed? That timestamp did not look like it deserialized correctly. Maybe it's too big. Is it a big int? Yeah, well, it's like we just got partial data. That is a very big number. Is that not, will that not fit in an integer? I wonder why that deserializes so poorly. Is it too big for an int? Wait, that does look really big. Is this number of milliseconds instead of number of seconds? What does JavaScript return? Might be in milliseconds. Oh yeah, that's time in milliseconds. That's a lot. We don't really need that, do we? Okay. So we don't, this was, we didn't care about this. We timestamp it on the incoming anyway. Well, no, we do pay attention there. Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to ignore this problem for the moment. Yeah, so that's a time in milliseconds. Maybe we'll change that at some point.
It's 14:30.
What? I didn't. Nobody asked you, Siri. Okay, so how am I feeling over here? We're getting data in, and that's very nice. So we get timestamp and we get an ID. An ID is just a crazy string. So yeah, right now this is like time in milliseconds, which is this is another reason that Socket.io is kind of nice. We got a free GUID, but not that big of a deal. So now we can add our ID here, and hopefully it works. Yeah. So then the things that are going to get a little more annoying is motion and acceleration, because they're going to need orientation, because they will need multiple layers, or motion in particular, since it's like an object within an object. We don't have to send it like that. I mean, we don't have to do anything, but I kind of am inclined to leave that basically how it was sent. Let's just start with the orientation. And these are all floats, right? Float. And that means that in here we will have a public sensor data orientation. That's straight from the device orientation. From the device, so we'll have that orientation. So if we do an orientation here, probably won't log correctly, actually, unless we built our own logging. True? False? I feel like it's just gonna log it. Yeah, it's an object. But I feel it's probably in there, right? We could add toString. And that's just like this, right? If I do that, is it just going to magically work? I don't know if like that will... What was wrong with this? Why did it like missing a comma after something about this data came in badly, poorly? Is that rain? Something crazy is happening outside. Yeah, did it get cut off in some way? That would be weird. I mean, maybe the precision on these... Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe this is too much data. Something very bad going on. Like, that's like dying after the gamma. Is it actually? Yeah, it really looks like it's getting cut off. That would be weird. That would be really weird. Like... something about my receive code? Like, it's hard to believe that that would be happening on them. Well, that's a like concerning development. Why and where is it happening is like the most concerning part. So the timestamp is, good thing I accidentally left this running, 71, which is this, right? 4271. And for some reason, like the data was this, oh, this is also, wait, all of these are 4271. This is a lot of data. Wait, is something wrong here? I'm gonna update my timestamps on the client side. These are all 4271, so that's useless. Never mind. Yeah, all I do, now I think about it, on the client side, all I do is just like, no, the timestamp should update every frame. Timestamp is 0. What? Whenever we should be updating the timestamp always. So why is that not true? As I do this, is it like my timestamp seems to be updating here? We're logging the message still. And I feel like I'm getting a timestamp. Also, now I don't understand why I'm not seeing my data in the log here. Okay, lots of mysteries. Simultaneously. How many do we care about solving right this minute? When I broadcast... Oh, this only happens if somebody's listening. Okay. So that's here. So let's just do this here. It's going to be insane. Wait, not that one. Shoot. Oh boy. Let's just leave that for the moment. But whenever we get something, before we send it, let's just print it out. We'll also print out the stringified version. Just some... Like, this is just worrying me very broadly about my WebSocket implementation. Okay. So we made it. Our timestamps were the same, always. $48, $64, $86. Our timestamps seemed like they were updating. Am I getting the same data every time? Yes, okay, so we have there's another problem here. It's why is my data exactly the same every time? Which that seems like maybe a Unity problem. Some very silly problem, which would be what? So basically when we get a message, we call this event. We call on received. Is there something real ridiculous about the way I'm doing this? Like, even ignoring this for the moment, let's just like log the messages. Why would my messages always be the same? Okay, my timestamps are increasing. I don't know what I did differently. We made a sensor data. We locked it. But that shouldn't matter. We're not doing anything with that. And then we're logging the orientation. But I'm not even going to do that for the moment. This is a silly bug to be sidetracked on. Okay, all of this data is changing. Why wasn't it changing before? And then we finally got one that broke. Okay, that's good. So that was 9097 and it broke. So we should down here have a 9097. What is it actually? So 90, 272, 21. So we need to go all the way back to 79. That's a lot of messages. 81, 81, 81. 81. Oh no. We can't go back far enough? I didn't close it within a couple milliseconds, apparently. Wasn't quick on the draw. Well, I guess I could try again and try to just be faster. Or I could push at a way lower rate. Okay, I tried to stop it really fast. So 77.89. Wait, is there something weird about my clocks or something? Or am I like receiving WebSocket data right now? Or yeah, look, all these are all stuck. These all have the same time. Very suspicious. Those are all okay. And then let's hit clear, and then let's just like go again. And they seem okay. Okay, I think I know what it is actually, but and I want it to break. But I think it's because I saved and did not stop and start the scene again. Okay, we're getting lots of data in here. Let's stop. And then let's... We were trying to do... Yeah. I just can't remember the actual way to do this. That was it, overriding? Yeah, this, right? Okay. I forgot the override. Public override string to string. Like that. Capital T to string. Of course. This isn't JavaScript. What am I thinking? Okay. So, that seems like something. And we got our broken thing, but I hit play. It's almost more like when this wanted to reconnect. Well, okay, we have some deep, serious bugs, but we're gonna forge ahead for the moment. Like if I just close this right now, data will stop. And if I open it and don't do anything, it works. This is a creepy one. Makes me a little nervous. So, can I do... Let's just do this for now. And then this may be where we stop today, because we got kind of sidetracked and tangled up and stuff. But let's just have in here... Let's just start kind of the way we started before. With just like one dancer. What's the matter with you? I don't know if this... I'm just gonna, I know this isn't the right order, but I just want to like get it in and doing something. I don't know if I care that much about the right order anyway. Just to get something happening. We'll do this. Oops. Quickish and dirty-ish. Oh, no, not you. Oh, yeah, I was running. I just needed to basically never do the thing. That anytime the files change, we stop the editor. I can set that. I just don't always do it. Profanity? What happened? What? Automod thinks that pretzel was profane, but I don't think you were profane. Is it like in the middle of a URL or something? I don't know. I turned all the AutoMod stuff up all the way because we're going to be doing more focused Children's Museum stuff very soon. Okay. This is insane because we want to use, that's going to be radians, right? Or is it degrees? Quaternion Euler angles. Like create a quaternion from Euler. Or is it just quaternion Euler? What did I say? Houston's got the Oilers, the greatest football team. They take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. They're in the air, they're on the ground. Yeah, why? Why? Like sometimes we get a partial message and that doesn't seem good. Okay, so we have our friend working in Unity. It still seems to break a lot, which is concerning, but that's like maybe a problem for another day. Like this. Why do we get these partial messages? I mean, one thing we can do is just do a try catch, I guess, and then serialize failed for reason e dot message. Is that what it is? Can I just do E? I thought if auto completion was working, maybe I'd be able to. capital M message. What up? No, it doesn't. I just now got it talking. Well, the JSON is good. I think it's just getting weirdly truncated for no reason. I should have logged an error there. Oops. No, I'm not even doing accelerometer yet. I got kind of hung up with some Unity deserialization things, and there's a weird bug where sometimes it just doesn't work. Like I get a partial message, which is I don't care that much about because, you know, I recover immediately from it, but it is a little concerning. And like I get some weird issue where the message gets stuck somehow, and that one's real weird. Well, it's working now. All right, we're about an hour and 50 minutes in, so kind of a question as to whether or not I want to do the thing. Whether or not I want to do the thing. Where I do the spawning. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's not do accelerometer today, but let's at least get multiple cubes in. So this is going to be a game object prefab. Yeah, the problem is that sometimes the JSON's just truncated. But it seems okay on the server, so I don't know. Could be my WebSocket code, the deserialization code seems fine, so it could be a problem with my WebSocket code or some underlying problem in .NET WebSocket stuff, although I've never seen that happen. I don't know, man. It's probably my fault, whatever it is. So we want mobile AR. Mobile AR uses the phone sensors. Yes. It underneath the hood, it generally, well, there's some different versions of that, right? There's the like hardware level AR kit and AR core, which will definitely use the phone sensors, but presumably can use other stuff, like including the camera, obviously, that are lower level and more robust. There's AR, in-browser AR, like web AR, web XR stuff that works on the phone, but not very well. It's not really supported very many places. There's even, yeah, it's just very limited. And then there's the web XR, like VR orientation support, and that all works. A-Frame can do that. I've definitely done that stuff in the past for like Cardboard, Google Cardboard kinds of things. But underneath the hood, I think currently, if you're in a web browser, you are limited to device motion and device orientation. I don't think you can. I mean, you could ask for other stuff. You could ask for the camera or whatever, but then it would be up to you to try to learn anything from it. So we're just gonna say there's a dancer prefab, and then we're gonna have. Now let's actually do this, and we will have a. Don't. And it's going to be a list. Just because I've written a class, haven't written a class yet, doesn't mean you get to freak out. No, this is going to be a dictionary. That is string dancer. And then now we'll make a dancer, so everybody won't be mad at me. Okay, dancer's mainly going to be a container class, but that's maybe we'll do like all our like drawing logic, positional calculation logic, all that stuff inside here. And this will just get attached to the dancer prefab, which is going to be this cube. No. You're a dancer. And you are for now, keep all this stuff. All right, where's the dancer script? What's your problem? How did that end up? Oh yeah, we're not ready for this yet. My bad. Okay, so we're just gonna have our dancer prefab, and it's gonna have a dancer on it. So when someone new joins, like if you're not in that dictionary, you get instantiated and added to the list, right? And I've never liked this. I've never liked that mono behaviors don't really have constructors, like parameterized constructors, but this is the world we live in. So here's what we say. When we get data, so we've got some data, and we're going to say if dictionary contains key. Why can't I autocomplete anything? I'm not. Contains key. Okay, that one was definitely my fault. Sensor data.id. Or, well, no, we don't want to like try to deserialize into this thing that is a game object, because we could. Yeah, I was about to say like, oh, could we like deserialize straight into that? But we don't want to do that. We want our dancer separate. So this is like new dancer. And if there's a new dancer, we're going to do a instantiate. Is it not just instantiate? I don't know. Dancer prefab. That's our dancer instance. Our dancer will be dancer instance.get component. Maybe we don't care. Yeah, we do. We need to talk to that. Oops. Dancers.add. .sad.add dancer. So that's adding a dancer. Otherwise, will be like dancer equals dancers sensor data.id. And then we need something that like dancer update data. Something like that. So this should just put a cube on the screen. Maybe. I probably got a bunch of problems. Dancers add. Okay, so anytime we get this refresh, we will do this. I don't know if I want to let the dancer decide where it goes in space. Not sure about that. Okay. And then transform's not how you spell that. Is that not what I called you? Just gotta fix all my own bugs. Okay, so now maybe I'll get a cube on the screen. Doesn't seem like I did. I'm getting data and I'm getting an ID. So what did I do wrong? I never initialized this dictionary. Why did it let me get away with that? I kind of would have expected that to be a real problem. What do I know? Not how to program, certainly. Okay, so I have this. So let's just add a little bit of random XY just to the start. I don't know. How big's our frustrum? That's not how this works. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm way down there. We didn't way down there. Very exciting. Now let's... Oh, partially because the camera's up in the air. Don't do that. And don't do this. Let's make this cube green. That'll just make me feel better about things. Make this light white and the cube green. I have like a vague idea in my head what I want this thing to look like. I mean, assuming that this is the thing that we actually make, but like something about it that's like in line with like star charts, navigation charts, geometric plotting, like a look is taking form in my head. We'll say that. I think will be cool. I'd have to temper my own personal aesthetic with what will work better in the museum, but okay. So that was refresh. That was refresh. So we have nothing culling right now, which is not ideal. Man, but we can do, we've got, for at least, what's going, well, rub, let me try again. For what we want to run on the, when you jiggle it, play sound, yeah, the music part is tricky. Like, do I want music to come from the thing and you dance to that music? Maybe, but, oh, like you can ring it like a bell? I like, of course, you know, I always want to make things noisy, for sure. We need to cull these dancers. So, excuse me. How do I want to do this? Because we got to store, or do we care? Maybe you don't care about your time. Or if you do, you get like a last update. Yeah, okay. This needs to be like a public. That's milliseconds thing's a little annoying though. Let's do this. We'll just do. So now we'll have a last update. And what we will want to do is after we draw. I guess just in our update loop we can do it. Man, we're doing all this in like the event callback of the. But that's okay. We're just refreshing data here. We're not actually like drawing anything or doing any work. We're just updating data. So I think that's actually okay. In the update loop, though, we do want to go for. How do you do this in C sharp? I can't remember. For. I really wish my. For each. Great. What? It's not date not now in here. Oops. What is it? What is it over here? Date time now. What is that? Oh yeah, the time. Well, I don't care about that then. I want to just do. Ugh. Let's just do this time.time. Yeah, let's do it this way. We don't care about this timestamp. We'll just do time.time. I don't care about that. And then we just have to say if. And actually, we need to iterate through these backwards because we're going to be deleting some. Right? And we want to say that if this is greater than. What is time.time is in seconds, right? Is that like code lens? Did I turn off code lens and I shouldn't have turned off code lens? Code lens is on. I think I just turned off the thing that shows references. But it seems like code lens is not working here. I believe time.time is in seconds. Yeah. So that's greater than 5. So if we get no data for 5 seconds, then how do we do that? Do I have to iterate backwards to do this? Normally you do. Well, maybe it doesn't matter because I have an actual key, so maybe I don't actually have to. Well, but that's how? In another loop? Can I not do the loop backwards? Well, they're doing reverse. Oh, actually, keys reverse. That's cute. Oh, it's working because you make a copy of the keys and iterated the copy, not because you're iterating backwards. Yeah, so reverses, so it actually isn't working. So what's the right answer here? I feel like I've been through this before. Oh no, this should be obvious. One of those things that I've done a million times, that when you bounce around between languages, just forget how to do it. Yeah, okay, whatever. Let's just do this. I don't like this, but... I feel like I've done this in another way that I liked more. But I don't remember what that way was, so... Maybe it wasn't a dictionary. Maybe it was just a list. Stale dancers. I don't even care about this, actually. Right? It's just I just need a list. I just need a list of things I want to destroy. This doesn't feel good. Like that. I need to destroy it too, so I did need to know about the thing. Ah. Whatever. I could convert it to a list and then do stuff there, I guess. I feel like I should have a better solution for this, right? Also, I mean, this removes it, but I need to destroy that game object as well. Which, do I need to do that here or can I just do it here? Like... Well, then I would have to do a key value pair. I don't have to, actually. Like, I know the dancer. That's just the ID. The key is just the ID. So... like that. I don't love it. Definitely don't love it. But let's just do it for this moment. Gah. Game object. Code lens. What's wrong with you? Oh, is that not how this works? It's like this, right? We're getting there. We just have to have an error on every single line. Right. We don't have the ID in there. We don't know anything about the ID. That's just our key. So we could just do a key value pair. Alright, and then it's a string dancer. No, string dancer in. What syntax should that look like? Oh yeah. And this will be entry.value, and this will be entry.key. Right? Something like that. We're just falling to pieces here. Capitals, capitals. This is C#, not JavaScript. Oof, spend a little time in JavaScript, just fall to pieces. Why do we want to do this every frame? It's cleared every time. I don't know. I don't like it. I feel like I've done this in better ways before. I just can't remember. It's probably super obvious, but oh well. Oh well. Okay. Well. Interesting. Yeah, we're doing great. What did I do? It's getting killed every frame. So I'm killing it every time. So what did I... Oh yeah, I removed my time check. That's funny. Yeah, sure. If, of course. The thing I was trying to do the whole time. If the last update, if time.time minus the last update. Wait, is it time.time or time.time? I think it's time.time. Unity, why can't, or Visual Studio Code, why can't you just autocomplete for me? I obviously can't program anymore without it. If that is greater than 5, okay, let's try this. Maybe I can try to get code lens working. I don't know who that other guy is. Who's that other guy? Is that you? Or was there stale data in the WebSocket? That is something I'm worried about a little bit, that I'm like leaving stale WebSocket data. Who is that? Who's that criminal? Wait. How did I end up with a dancer in the scene? Shouldn't happen. Okay. We got our dancers, we got rotation, we have multiple people support. Maybe we should, an intruder, I know. Maybe we should just do it. Maybe we should just do the accelerometer stuff, because it wasn't that hard, was it? What did it actually look like? In the end, it was kind of annoying, actually. Wasn't hard, but there was a fair amount to it. Like every frame we updated the position. Am I okay to do that? I think I'm okay to do that. Like update the position just wherever, because we're just updating data there. It would probably be better to stick that in something. And then we did all this business. So we had a position, we had an origin. So it wasn't too hard, except for the so if we have an origin and we have a target position, and every frame when we get sensor data, we update the target position. So in our dancers, we will have in addition to our last update, we'll have a private vector 3 origin and a private vector 3 target. Maybe we'll just call them that for now. And then every time we get data, we will update our origin. No, we will never update our origin. We will say that origin is equal to this. And then we'll just, that'll be fixed in the first update loop. Like down here, it'll be position equals origin plus target. I don't like those names totally, but let's go with it for now. And then you fellows will be target XYZ. And we're gonna have just all the problems that we had yesterday with insane, everything flopping around, everything flying all over the place, until we add our constraints. But let's just see if this works first. Broken. Oh yeah, we didn't do that yet. Okay, well, now's a good time to do that, I guess. So we need a motion data and an acceleration. These are getting to be good variable names. But, and this is just XYZ, I think. Instead of motion acceleration, and then you have in here a thing called, I hate that code lens thing, I have to turn it back off. Oh. What is the... Just don't do that. It's stupid. Okay. Now I forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah. Are we properly deserializing this? Whoa. Our magnitude is dramatically different because we're now using, we're like using 1 meter units. That's pretty funny. So all of these are like, let's just say divided by 100. I don't actually know, but let's just say that. Because we're dealing in normally what we would call 1 meter units here, whereas we were getting pixel data, or what we were previously using. Okay, so we got our crazy drifty, and it just goes all over the place, and that's fine. So now we want to port this magnitude code. We got to figure out, we got to get WebGL stuff working because I don't want to constantly be porting JavaScript logic over. But this is okay, so in it between here and here basically current position being what we draw. But can we just add here because we're in Unity? Maybe. So we need to go through the fun stuff, and we need to go through we need the magnitude of the target. Is this really it, or are you just being stupid and pretending? I've had that break so many ways on so many computers. It's really frustrating. Like, actually, magnitude's bad. We should use square magnitude anyway, but let's ignore that for the moment. This needs to be more like 5. Okay, so magnitude, that's the magnitude of our target. Right? And if that magnitude is greater than our radius, then the magnitude should be equal to the radius. So that's our constraints. So that seems good. And then we also want to do a mathf.lerp from magnitude to 0 with delta time divided by 1,000. I think that's still, that logic still bears out. I think that logic's still okay. And then we will finally want to say now, if I do this, does it actually normalize it, or does it return? I can't remember that. Like on a vector 3, not on the static method, because there's a magnitude static method, but on just normalized, it returns this vector with a magnitude of 1. It doesn't alter the vector. So I can just do, and then to multiply, can I just multiply by a scalar? I should be able to. I don't know if I can, but I should be able to. I believe that. the magnitude. So this is going to be target, whatever our target was. I can't remember exactly how I did this, but I think we do want to do target is equal to normalized times the magnitude that we want. And I don't think we need this, but let's see how broken this is. Okay, that may be a mess, but let's see. Let? What language is this? Magnitude may be a float, actually. Who knows? The length of this vector. What? Oh, it's a property. So it's normalized. Why is it lowercase if it's a property? Why would it have been lowercase as a method? I don't know. Knows. Nothing makes sense. Okay, correct all those errors. Those are just the code errors. Let's see what our logic errors now. Seems like we didn't. So we do whatever we want with our target. Whatever our target is, we adjust it. We get the magnitude. If the magnitude is greater than the radius, we set it equal to the radius. We constantly want to move it back to 0. We do here say that we want the target to be in transform position equals origin plus target. This code doesn't look too crazy to me. So what is wrong? I mean, we're just drifting away. And we do not appear to be lerping back. Magnitude equals your transformed up position is the origin plus the target. The target is what we're continually updating, but what should also continually be lerping. What extremely wrong thing am I doing? I'm doing the thing where I'm slouching lower and lower as I get more and more tired. It's the longest stream we've done in a little while, I think. Okay, we got a thing. That's the magnitude. And as I jiggle along, that magnitude is going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. But maybe my gating is working. I just made the gate too big. And maybe my delta time is working. It's just way too slow. Okay, I can't seem to get past 5, so that is working. And if I don't do anything, it's just incredibly slow lerp. Okay, so I think it is working. I think 5 is just too big of a radius. Wait, where are you? No, you're here. No, you're inside here. So let's say the radius is half that, 2.5. And let's say that this is too slow. That may be way too fast, but we'll see. Who is that? Life is yours, is that you? Who's this other criminal? Okay, so still feel like my lerp back is extremely slow. Well, okay, it's because I was milliseconds before and now I'm seconds, right? Delta time's still in seconds. So let's just type time delta time, and that should be 1 over the course of a second. That's not me, that's me. There we go. Yes, it is you, okay. You're not an intruder this time. One thing that's definitely very bad at is like smooth, graceful movements. It's really good at like crazy erratic movements. It could just be always kind of lerping towards the target rotation and lerping towards the target position. Well, so I am applying my rotations wrong. So it may be that the rotations are, let's see, can I do that? Rotation order? That's a lot of stuff. If we really wanted to figure this out, that would be a huge hassle. Unity rotation order. Because that's like... Are you wiggling over there? I would like to specify a different rotation order, actually. Yeah, Z, X, axis. Well, this says Unity is performed around Z, X, and Y in that order, which would actually be what we have. But I'm not putting them in the right order. It's alpha is Z, and gamma I think is Y. Z, what the phone calls Z, which is actually forward from the phone, which is a little confusing. So this is beta, gamma, alpha, and I think that's what we had in here, right? Yeah, beta, gamma, alpha, Z was alpha. So maybe that'll be a little better. No, like there's two rotations happening. When I go from here, like look how magnified that looks. Why would that be true? This isn't a radians versus degrees things, right? I feel like if that were true, it would be way more erratic. Okay, so this should be rotating around Z, and that seems fine, Z being forward. And rotating this way seems okay. Rotating this way seems okay. But once I have like multiple rotations happening, which seems like a gimbal lock problem, which is like an order. Oops, my phone went to sleep while I was dancing. Why do you always put me in the corner? Nobody puts me in the corner. Yeah, like once the phone, I get like the, I don't know, man. Also, what are these errors? Yeah, we're getting weird, still getting those weird JSON problems. But I'm not worried about it right this second. So I'm giving you XYZ, but you're applying them as ZYX unity? Is that what you're telling me? I am just bad at rotation math. Just there's some things I can finally understand about Eulers, I mean about quaternions, but Z, then X, then Y. These, I feel like we had this was okay here, right? Like these rotations were not bad in the browser. Like we don't have this violent. It seems pretty good. This seems pretty good. So, but Unity's telling me ZXY in that order. And I know the order's confusing, but I believe the order we had, if we just have XYZ here, this is me rotating. Yeah, man, I don't know. ZXY. So that's me manually saying ZXY there. I don't think that's the problem. I mean, I think it's a rotation order problem. What it looks like. Because if I, for example, if I went back here and I did change this so Z was last instead of first, I think it will look insane in the browser then. Yeah, see, like, it's doing extra little flips. Let's fix that before I forget. So I applied ZXY here, which is alpha, beta, gamma. So beta, gamma, alpha is XYZ, which are the parameters this wants. Quaternion.Euler. Am I not doing the right thing? rotate Z around Z, X around X, Y around Y. But it's funny because it applies it as ZYX, but you have to feed it as XYZ. Meaning it's alpha, beta, gamma. And it's in degrees. Oh boy. That stuff, that's just the kind of, I've had many projects over the years where once it came to 3D orientation math, I got really hung up. CXY. Well, I mean, I guess I could try to do the thing that I did in and do I don't know, I'm sure you can do this. Transform.rotate Z. Is this a thing? And I could just decide the order to go in. Yeah, like rotate around 3 axes 3 times. Like rotate Z would be around forward. And this says it's going to be ZXY. Like, let's try it without the quaternion. Let's just skip the quaternion and call rotate, but I don't really think it's going to be different. I thought there used to be like a rotate Z kind of thing, like the same sort of thing we did on the P5 side, but I don't know. Nailed it. Well, yeah, because we're constantly rotating it. We'd have to do something like transform.rotation equals quaternion.identity. Is that right? Like we'd have to reset it every time if we wanted. Or we like build the... Is this an I? So confused by when you decide to use capital or lowercase unity. Like start with the quaternion ourselves. Yeah, this is just broken in the same way. So, if we made a quaternion and then applied the 3 rotations in the order, if we could figure out the order, is that better? Like, because this would have a... Yeah. You'd like create the 3 rotations and multiply them I don't know. Is this insane? Let's just try it and then probably call it. I don't think it's going to work, but maybe it'll work. So basically, we're going to do... We're going to rotate around the forward axis by the alpha. And we're going to rotate is this left or right? No, right. And then alpha will be that. Maybe? I don't really think it's going to be different. I mean, it may be different. I don't think it's going to work, but... Yeah, it just seems wrong. But, like, why? Just for kicks, let's try Z at the end. I mean, we could brute force it, I guess. Doesn't seem very fun, but there's not that many orders things could be in. Oops. Seems quite broken. Wait, I have alpha twice. This is supposed to be gamma. I didn't realize that until I saw the same movement was doing the same rotation. That's my bug. I, again, don't know if this is actually going to work or fix anything, but maybe. Hey. So was Unity just lying when it said it did XYZ? Because I mean, sorry, X is Z, ZXY? Because I just did ZXY, and it seems not too bad. We have a big old hiccup when we get those exceptions. So get an idea, like an idea. I just want to talk for just a moment about the idea. I think that this is in a pretty good place today, actually, kind of into it. In fact, I'll just leave it running. What I'm kind of imagining, and this may be really hard, and it may be like really hard to optimize, but what I'm kind of imagining is that there's this shared virtual space, which we have, that tracks people's movement, which we have, which we will refine. And as people move, they will create something. Like they will author some thing that they create. And it will live in the space and it will be part of the ecosystem of this world forever. Like it'll be almost like a little creature or an organism or whatever we want to think of it as. A new molecule. And it will live in the space, and maybe they'll interact and explode into some weird subatomic thing. I don't know. But like the kind of aesthetic I kind of want is like I don't even know what to call it. Like it's a certain kind of aesthetic that's like this starts to get there a little bit. a little bit, where it's like, oh, this is just what the moon does going around the Earth, but the Earth is also no, don't say it's not like a virus. Skip that part. It's not like a virus. It's a molecule. It's a molecule you're creating. Let's say, not a virus. It's your own little friend. Anyway, this kind of thing where it's like, oh, you take the Earth, the moon moves around the Earth, but the Earth is also rotating. The Earth is also moving around the sun. And yeah, Greek star sign map. Okay. I think you're maybe getting the idea. Yeah, this is okay. These kind of things, but with like all of these extra lines and things, like there's definitely, certainly like almost an astrology element to it, but even more like I need to talk to. I have a mathematician friend that I need to talk to get like there's a specific. So like Destiny incorporates it a little bit into their aesthetic of these like. Actually, I love the aesthetic of this game. Not exactly, but like the grids and these rings and these like connecting lines, almost like Vitruvian Man. Is that what it's called? Like kind of vaguely in this realm of like lines connecting things, and I wish I had a better sense of what to call this. I've seen it just in pure aesthetics. So I've seen like artwork from it, but let's see. Maybe this is a good place. Like the whole notion of geometry as a seed for the creation of art. So like when you get into this kind of thing, I mean, we get into weird like sacred geometry stuff, but I think that's kind of cool. A little bit of sacred geometry in here. Yeah, we went there fast. Wow, we didn't have to try. Suddenly we've made it into sacred geometry. That might be a little much. But I like getting away from sort of this spirituality and just this, the like underlying structure of the universe at the atomic level or the level of an organism or whatever it is, like those underlying structural elements, calculating trajectories, all that kind of thing. Man, how did we so quickly, what did I look for? Geometry. Art from geometry, and we made it to sacred geometry real fast. That's okay. The serpent egg. This is still not even like quite. Get some nice alchemy, some occult diagrams. Great. It's not exactly what I'm looking for the Children's Museum. I'm looking more for like oh, that's pretty. Just some pretty fractals. So the idea would almost be like a 3D spirograph. Constellations have the connectivity, but I want like the overlaying. There's particular kind of imagery. If I could just find it. Find an example. This is not bad. These are not bad. Where there's like this underlying organic shape that emerges, but that organic shape is dictated fully by incredibly precise geometry. So you have all of this geometry. Everything started here as lines and circles. I don't think there's like, I mean, assuming this is real, I don't actually know. But like, assuming somebody sat down and they started drawing only lines and curves dictated by those lines, and then having these emerge. I don't know enough about it actually to fully speak to it, but the idea is that these organic forms emerge. So this aesthetic is, I'm partially inspired by this at like the not fully micro level, but near micro level when you're thinking at a universal scale, and the like planetary trajectory kind of art. I don't know why. I feel like if I had an astrolabe, I could look all these things up. Just the way, even the way an astrolabe looks. I'm a little surprised I haven't seen more of. It's definitely there's a sci-fi aesthetic, for sure. That comes from that's in this realm, like even at the simplest level, just like circles that show orbital paths, things like that. Oh, I know one. It was I think it was the paths of Jupiter and Mars. Oh gosh, we're never gonna find this. So it's basically, I think it was Jupiter and Mars. Okay, that's a video game. Okay, I gotta start like getting Pinteresty on this. Whoa, hello, alert. What's up? Did you find it? Did you find a cool thing? Does he do it in here? What am I looking for? Is there a time code? Oh, you gave me a time code.
So with triangles and straight lines, geometry is, to me, is the one thing everything has. Even
Yes. Yeah, I mean, this, I think there's definitely something to this, for sure. So this is definitely in the right realm. What I want, there's a thing though that's I'm never gonna find this in a million years, am I? Ooh, space. Okay, there's something like this is getting something to it. Like, if you had every body in the solar system drawing its trajectories as it moved, we'd be kind of getting. Why is she selling axes? I'm not convinced. Wow. Okay. Great ad. Thank you. Okay. The internet is a nightmare. Just that part. Yeah, I know. Great. Thanks, internet. Just what we wanted. Suggested grooming advertisements. Whoa. This thing that I saw it today. It was on Imager. So I'm never going to find it. I'm never going to find it in a million years, right? I also can't remember what the other planet was. I actually can't remember. I think it was Jupiter and Mars, but... Oh, but even this is kind of cool. Like, these are the paths of these planets as seen from Earth that they draw in the sky. So, yeah. How to do that with someone just swinging their body around is a challenge for sure. Because you want, it's that old challenge that we always have, is like, you want to give somebody agency, and you want to also make something that looks better than they would maybe make if they had total agency. Look better or sound better. So, but I think there's something to that, because symmetry would get us a long way. Like, say I'm just swinging my arm around, and whatever I'm doing on the surface of a sphere as I do that is mirrored on a couple axes, and so it would just kind of draw a beautiful sort of snowball sphere thing. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, we got stuff into Unity today. We did not get WebGL because that's a whole other can of worms. We also have some stupid bugs that are annoying, but maybe tomorrow we will try to do the WebGL version. I'm not going to commit to that, but maybe so. Okay, that's all today. Life is yours. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoy your cake. You should eat some food. Excuse me, Draclin, thanks for stopping by. Anybody watching this on YouTube? I don't know why you do that, because it's just me being ridiculous, but it would be lovely if you stopped by on Twitch sometime. And I think that's all. We will chat again tomorrow. Have a lovely evening. Bye. Stay safe.